It's the JDV, John D. Villarreal radio show. Hey, we got people calling in now. I think it might be one of our fan pelt buddies, and that's fine. Well, I want to know. I need to talk to some people here. I need to know what's going on with this David Harmer campaign. There's so much else to talk about, but it's like one of those, you know what it is? It's like a movie, right? That we've all seen these movies where it's like, Memento or some of these other ones where it's like you see it and you watch it, and okay, I'm a super genius, 174 IQ stuff, and I can figure out almost anything, but it's almost like you just can't figure it out. There's like all these weird little angles, and you have to see it again and again and again. And I'm looking at these David Harmer emails, and it's just like, it's one email and another email and another email, and or like at least for him and stuff like that. It's like, what are you trying to do? And what are you trying to say, bro? I mean, look, at least like, and someone speculated here in the chat room that maybe he's got campaign debt he needs to pay off. Then just say that. Just say that. You know what I mean? Like John Eastman, he's a great guy. I like him a lot. He ran. He was trying to get out there and do the attorney general thing, whatever. He lost. He had some campaign debt. Said, hey, I got some campaign debt. Can you guys help us pay it off? Cool. That guy was great, dude. And so it's like, what is David Harmer? That's all I want to know. What is David Harmer doing? Does he still think he's in this race? Or is it something else? I mean, Paul, maybe we don't want to speculate, but I mean, what's your best guesstimate here?
I'm really not sure. The person who was saying that, whoever said that in the chat room about the maybe having campaign debt, that could very well be. I'm not sure. I guess we're going to find out.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, I think, really just bizarre. And like I said, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying, a lot of people want me to run. Dave's having fun. He's throwing stuff at the window. I get in a little patterns. A lot of people want me to run. They wanted me to run before for that district, CD11. A lot of people have asked me to do different things. I've even had people, email me wanting me to run for the Senate race against Feinstein. I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? And it's like, I made a decision that I'd rather just pursue conservative media and the radio and the TV and everything that we're doing, at least for now. But I've been in politics for a long, long time, and you know that. You know what I mean? If anybody has the resume to run, it's definitely me. But I mean, I don't know how I feel about this California GOP. Under its, with Tom Del Beccaro, and he's running for chairman, whatever. Hey, if Guy Houston wins, or if someone like Steve Poizner steps in there and does it, or Carly Fiorina, whatever, I'd probably feel, differently about it. But, I still don't know. I still don't know what I want to do. We've got other plans. We want to build our media empire. We're doing all kinds of other stuff. But I do know this. If David Harmer I'm not letting this happen again in my district. He wants to go somewhere else and run somewhere else. That's their problem, right? But if David Harmer he's in my book, 3 strikes and you're out, right? You ran in Utah, you lost. You ran in CD10, which is your district, you lost. You came over here to CD11, and, you beat a good man, Brad Gehring, fair and square, fine, and Elizabeth Amkin, a good woman, and Tony Amador, another good man, fine. You beat him fair and square. I didn't like a lot of things that went down there, but whatever. That's done. And this was the year you're supposed to win. You had everything at your back. You had the whole 9 yards. You had all the money. You had it all going on. The tsunami, everything. Tom Del Beccaro personally involved. In my personal opinion, President Tea Party behind you, which I call, in my personal opinion, the Tom Del Beccaro Tea Party. You had your nephew on the campaign, Chris Del Beccaro. You had other people. I don't know if Darcy Lynn was on. Whatever, dude. So you had it all going on, and you lost. And then as soon as you lost, election night, it just sort of got weirder and weirder, in my personal opinion. There was all kinds of allegations of, this doesn't look right. You lost, dude. Let me break it down so simple for you, okay? You had everything at your back, right? You had everything at your back. Nobody was happy with Obama. Nobody was happy, by proxy there with Pelosi, and therefore McNerney. Most people, I'm not talking insiders, I'm not talking people working there, most people didn't know anything about you. Other than you're a Republican and you're calling yourself a conservative, great. You raised money. You got all the national people excited. Great. Okay, fine. You had a district that's +1 Republican. Great. You should win. It should be a cakewalk. You had these polls saying you're up +6, this and that, whatever. And then what happened is exactly what I told you was going to happen. I didn't tell him. I told people in his campaign. I said, this is why you need conservative media. This is why you need us and that, whatever. Which is the Netroots came out and blew you up. I saw it. I knew exactly where it started. I knew exactly who did it. I knew how it got out there. And I tried to warn you guys. There's only one way you can fight this, and that's with us, because we fought them and we beat them. I'm not going to tell you who did it. I'm not going to tell you where it started. Because, again, you thought you had it all taken care of. You thought you had your people doing the campaign mailers that nobody reads, nobody cares about, this and that, whatever. And, oh, yeah, I could show you this and that. And how many voters in the district and this and that does it go to? And yeah, guess what, fools? You all use those techniques. You all lost. And you've been losing. Stuff doesn't work. You got beat on the net. You got beat on the net. The whole thing started on the net where the blow-up was engineered. That's where it started. That's where you got beat. And it ran from there. The mainstream media picked it up and you got beat. And then your answers and reactions were really bad. I mean, it's just like, it was ridiculous. I'm not going to rehash the whole situation. We can do that. But you had like just strange stuff, and then it's like it wasn't even you had and I don't even want to get into it, but I mean it seemed to me that you had almost this whole family running and saying like stuff. It's like I believe, and I may have this completely wrong, but I believe that Elaine's, his wife's mom, was on the Contra Costa Times' blog or something like that, basically saying something. If I have this right, and I can have it totally wrong and remembering completely wrong, but I believe she was saying something to the effect of like, oh, they're lying about, David, he's such a great man, of course, and his critics are so, I think, shameful or whatever, and I'm not remembering it right, so I mean, it was something like, whatever. But basically the heart of it was, oh, he never wanted to privatize, or he doesn't want to privatize public schools, or excuse me, abolish public schools. I guess that was the deal. Well, gee, I mean, maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. But guess what? He had an article in 2000 in the San Francisco Chronicle, which is the paper of record of the Bay Area, saying that, yeah, he wanted to abolish public schools, right? And then so the explanation was all kind of bad. And it just seemed like something that a John Kerry would say, I was for it before I was against it, or Mitt Romney trying to explain away Romneycare. Oh, it's not Obamacare. Yeah, it pretty much kind of is in a lot of ways. And it's just like, and again, you can say, listen, I changed my position, I was wrong. And that's cool. But you can explain that. But then to immediately go to, hey, you know what? I didn't mean that, or that wasn't what I was doing. And anyone who says, is like lying. Whoa. I mean, dude, it was kind of like the email that they sent out on election night, which was like, hey, oh, we were up and now we're not up. And does that seem suspicious? Oh, it is. Or something like that. I'm not getting that quite right. Well, it's not suspicious and it's not rocket science. It's real simple again. You were running as a more or less, to most people, unknown. In the primaries, you upset a lot of people. You didn't mend any of those bridges, and you and your clique, which is your little crew, and plus insiders, thought you had it all taken care of. So you lost a lot of those supports. It's not unlike what happened to Meg Whitman, quite frankly. Right? Fine. And then I said, you're going to get blown up in this way. You need us to help you. Oh, they didn't need anything. Fine. So that's what happened. You got punked. And when they punked you, all of a sudden people woke up and said, whoa, who is this guy? Yeah, we may not like Obama, but we're not electing him. And then you saw all the late votes and all, vote by mail, stuff like that. Most of them, were breaking McNerney in every county. Now, sure, okay, Harmer won San Joaquin County, but by a very small percentage. Meanwhile, he's got killed in Santa Clara, destroyed in Alameda. It was basically a push in Contra Costa. It's not hard math. So, you know, the early stuff went for Harmer. All the voting day and later, you know, whatever, as it was counted later, you know, broke McNerney. It's not rocket science. This was a race you should have won. You had won, and then you just completely choked and lost it. You and your team, because you blew it. You didn't know how to. You couldn't form the right coalitions. You snubbed a lot of people, and you had no chin and no defense. It's no different than what happened in Boise State. They blew it. They had a game won, and they completely blew it. So I don't want to hear from any of the whack fans out there. And, oh, Boise State, and this is not right, and the SEC. I got Dave. I love it. He's fired up over there. And the Pac-10. Pac-10's number one. The same thing with the Dallas Cowboys. I love Dallas Cowboys. But Dallas Cowboys blew it. They had the game won, and they totally blew it. So you can only blame yourselves. And again, with David Harmer, he's so great. Second, dude. You ran 3 times. You lost 3 times. This was a year where everybody should have won. You had Tom Delbeccar, in my personal opinion, and all these people helping you out, doing everything for you, fully funded race, the whole 9 yards, and you lost. Bottom line, voters are saying, we don't want you. And so what I'm saying is, I don't care what backroom deals. I don't care if I get an email, it was so close, and we need to do it again, and this is this is not right. You run in my district. I'm not saying I'm running for any other office or anything like that. I'm not saying I'm running for anything. All I'm saying is, if you run in my district, again, I'm running against you, and I'm going to make sure you lose. That's what I'm saying. Hey, this is John D. Villarreal for the John D. Villarreal Radio Show, and you're listening to the Conservative New Media Radio Network. Stay with us.